is Aleya, and I'm a counseling intern studying adventure therapy. This means that I get to help people heal by going rock climbing and playing games, which is pretty awesome. Therapy can be a mystifying experience. A lot is done behind the veil. I'm here tonight to lift the veil a bit and explain one of the reasons why therapy works. So why does it work? Research has shown that it matters very little what theory or modality the therapist uses. What really matters is the relationship that's built in therapy, and here's why. We are born with our hand fearlessly extended into the world, offering who we are and asking for acceptance in return. And then real life kicks in. Mom is busy with the rest of the family, dad works too, and intentionally or not, our baby brains get the message that the people we depend on for our very survival are unreliable, unloving, or unsafe. We learn to pull our hand back and to preserve the reality that our world is safe, that our parents are perfect. We decide that instead it's somehow us that's bad or damaged, that it's our fault we're not getting the nurturing that we need. This decision is relatively common. It's called the dirty deal, because it's better to be bad in a world that is safe than good in a world that is unsafe. Outside of awareness, these early interactions provide the very structure around which our brain develops. Neurons in the limbic region of the brain, responsible for emotion, memory, and social learning, are actually not connected at birth. Rather, they are primed to form these connections based on the first relationships that we have. Caregivers stimulate these connections in our brain by being emotionally available and through those adorable, resonant interactions. That is nurture. What this means is that the foundation of our brain and subsequently how we perceive reality rely on the first relationships that we have. These, yay, first mistake. These, I know, quite proud of myself right now. These neural connections are stabilized between 12 and 18 months of age. Now, secure attachment allows baby to regulate his emotions before he's able to do it himself. Essentially, we borrow the prefrontal cortex of our parents until our own develops. The prefrontal cortex now is responsible for emotion regulation, empathy, insight, intuition, and morality. Important? Yes. Basically, anything short of perfect nurture creates some degree of insecure attachment, which means most of us are messed up. As Louis Cozolino says, we are not survival of the fittest, we are survival of the nurtured. But there's hope. The term neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to grow and change over the course of a lifetime. Hebb's axiom states, neurons that fire together, wire together. This means that with repeated experience, a neural pathway will develop. Like cows walking across a field, the more a path develops, the more hard-packed the earth becomes, the less likely there will be deviation. With this, second mistake, woo! But in the therapeutic relationship, people get to experience something different. Unconditional positive regard, the professional term for love. With this unconditional positive regard, mirror neurons in both the therapist and the client fire simultaneously. The prefrontal cortex of the therapist helps the client's own brain to regulate. Remember I mentioned that thing about adventure therapy? Imagine all of this while climbing perfect granite with beautiful views and nothing but the sound of your own heart beating. All with a therapist who's helping you be free of addiction, anxiety, or depression. This continual pairing of positive present experience while challenging a negative belief system will create new neural pathways. Our brains actually speak to each other and heal through relationship. So what does this look like in real life? It looks like the way a mother looks at her newborn, the way a father looks at his daughter, the way a lover looks at his loved. It looks like a therapist telling a client and them really hearing for the first time that they are important and valuable. A lot of people have asked me why I quit my career to begin this work, and the answer is love. pure, resonant, limbically rooted love.